Good morning, Mr. Brent Abel. How you doing today?
Good, Jeff. Good. Nice day here in the desert. Right now, I'm watching those white egrets that we have this little pond in the back, and this thing is stalking something, and it's just hysterical. They just do this little tiny, and it's like a cat, right? The body is completely still, and the last second it's just like this, boom, and
It's like you at the net poaching in doubles. You got the crane move like in Karate Kid, and then you strike, right?
That's right. Well, and it's funny you say that because my lovely wife, who is a lefty and completely fearless up at net, and what a great mixed doubles partner. I mean, she is just so much fun to play mixed with. But anytime she's over. She's up at net over on the where we're either returning or I'm returning back to the ad court or I'm serving the ad court. So she's got a lefty thing in the middle.
Right.
Our good friend Erica Smith dubbed it the claw.
The claw.
The claw because she gets out there.
I played against it.
Yeah,
yes.
She gets out in the middle and. The scary part for the opponents, which is what I love to see, because like the first time we play against a guy who thinks, this little Japanese girl, I got this. She moves out there with the claw, and she likes to unload, and occasionally she'll actually miss it, like pretty far deep, but it's really hard, and the guy just goes, "Oh my God, she doesn't have 100% control of that thing."
That's right. Right. I need a helmet.
Yes, and so like the next time, here comes the claw, and you can hear the guy just bailing out and going, Mommy, I don't want to be here. So,
head for the hills.
Anyway, that's right. So I guess we got on that with the egret. Hey, listen, I'm having a spectacular day down here. Mission Hills Country Club, Rancho Mirage, played a little bit this morning, and I'm now here. I'm giving you my time right now because I want to help the fine folks out there today.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Shall we? Shall we just go right in?
Let's get straight to it.
Let's just dive right in here. So,
all right.
So simple, basic question.
Okay.
What?
That's scary. Now, first of all, you just said it's like simple, basic question. Now, this is unscripted, by the way. I have no idea what Jeff's going to ask, but it's like when you're playing a match and I go to Jeff and I say, "Hey, who is this guy that I'm playing?" He goes, "Oh man, God, not a problem. It's going to be." I mean, if the guy wins the game, you ought to be embarrassed, right? And you go, "Thanks, man. That was the kiss of death." And you come off the court about 3 hours later, and you've barely squeaked it out 5 in the third, and yeah. So this should be a real easy question. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it's really easy. So. What do you look for? What does Brent Abel look for in a doubles partner? Because you've played with multiple doubles partners, mixed, men's doubles, and so what do you look for in a partner? Because like I said, you've played with multiple partners and I believe won multiple gold balls with different partners.
That's true.
So what do you look for? What's your favorite? And then kind of like, I don't know. Go ahead. I'm just gonna let you.
That's a great question, and I'm thinking of two different guys right now in terms of their mindset. One guy really, rah, big, come on, between every point he wants to do a little, bump and this and that.
Right.
And then I'm thinking of another guy who's just super quiet, who basically doesn't really want to chat. I mean, he might give you a little look like, hey, yeah, nice shot. And then the side changes, right? It's like I'm just, I got my BCAAs going, and I'm thinking maybe I should say anything, but I've tried that before in the match, and he just kind of grunts, right? Right. I don't need to have a rah guy, and I don't need to have someone who's quiet. Any one of the extremes, if they understand that this is a team sport, that every time we play a point, both of us need to feel involved, right? So I'll tell you the kind of guy that I don't like playing with. I don't like the kind of guy who wants to bomb their first serve thinking that they're going to be the man and it's not coming back. And then they've got this little second serve where I'm hung out to dry. There's not much I can do to help, right?
Right.
On the other
Right.
side, it's the guy who returns serve and wants to just unload. And even if it goes in, it's been hit so hard, I have no time to do my thing. And my thing is a combination when either my guy is serving or my guy's returning off of that serve or off the return. I like to show a little, I'm not poaching every time, but I like to be
Right.
involved and show a little bit of movement. And sometimes I'll have to remind a guy when it's like, it's like 15-40 and we're returning serve and they're serving to him. And I'll just remind him and say, hey, man, just, let me get involved, right? Let
Right.
me get involved, which to him, means, okay, I'm going to lay it down at the guy's feet and we'll be fine.
Right.
So if you've got a partner who understands that really when you're in the backcourt, your primary job, when you're in the backcourt, meaning you're serving, you're returning, or there's a point where whether you're serving or returning, I'm up at net and you're in the backcourt. Your primary job is to try to get me involved.
Right.
Trying to get me involved doesn't mean trying to hit a ball that in your famous words, that they can't touch.
Right.
So
trying to create opportunity. Trying to
create
create
opportunities, absolutely. And so typically what happens is when you have a guy with that kind of mindset, the first serve percentage goes way up. Way up, and we're not having to deal with second serves very much. And if he's got that mindset, he's looking to hit returns that are consistently in a spot that probably cross court. Now the ball's right in front of me. Now I can do something. Doesn't mean I'm going to poach every time, but I can fake or I can do something. I can pinch the net a little bit, whatever it is. And sometimes
I call that being. Go ahead. I call that being a visual distraction, where you're actually involved in the point, even though you may or may not hit the ball, but you're adding a layer of pressure, a layer of visual distraction, a layer of just thought that the guy's got to take you into account a little bit, that he's got to notice you and have an answer.
He's actually enabling me with his shot because it's not as hard as he possibly could hit it, but it's firm and it's consistent. And now I have an opportunity to what I like to call dirty up the landscape.
Yeah, I like
to make it a little messy out there for the guy, right? And there's when you're up at net, poaching is just not that one risk move out in the middle, try to intercept, and oh my God, I have to put this away. There's so many other things you can do up there that don't require risking going out in the middle. So that's the kind of guy that I like to play with, and typically on that return, sometimes if they've been going cross court all day long, once in a while they'll go at the guy at net. That's fine. They're not trying to hit the winner into the alley and squeeze it into that little 2 inches. They're just going at the guy. Or they're going to feather a lob once in a while off of a ball that makes sense. So those are the guys, because they make me feel like we're together on this thing. Right? This is... there's this guy who I played a couple of tournaments with, this guy who's just the greatest guy off the court as well as on the court, a guy named Frank Zebo. And Frank, we were playing a match, I think it was a year ago down in La Jolla, and we were playing the number one seeds, and it's the finals, and we played at least I played a very sloppy first set and a half, really couldn't get going. But Frank never, he kept apologizing. Like the one time he'd miss a shot, he'd go, "Oh God, I'm really sorry." And I'm thinking, Frank, I owe you you owe me about 15 of those right now. But we finally got down to the third set, and he was like serving. I don't know. We were up a break, and he was serving like at 5-3. I mean, we were serving for the match, but he just kept telling me, he just says, just you and me, kid. Come on, this is so much fun. And I'm just thinking, my mind had shifted from 90 minutes ago from feeling like I'm just totally letting this thing down to where
Right.
he wouldn't let me do that. He just would not let me go there. And sure enough, we win the match, we win the tournament, and so you know,
Isn't that
yeah, I
great?
mean,
I mean, that's I had a similar experience, not this last year, but the year before, playing men's dubs in the North South Senior Cup. NorCal against Southern Cal, and
yeah,
2-day event. And um, first day, played dubs with Mark Nicholson, just a great junior, Division I college ball, San Jose State. He and I played dubs together for a couple years and just had a ball. We did a lot of damage. And this is one of those events where we get down there and I'm feeling good. I feel fine. But I am just the first set and a half. I'm struggling. I timing this, that, the other thing, whatever. I can't find the court. I don't feel comfortable moving. I can't find it, right? But I just kept telling Mark, I go, Mark, and he played, oh my gosh, he kept us in the match. He played like off the charts. He played so well. I mean, he came up with the goods, the reaches and stabs, and I mean, unbelievable. And so that kept me fired up to want to keep trying and just keep staying focused. And I just kept telling Mark, just stick with me, man. I'm coming.
give
Right?
me just give me another 12 minutes, man. Just give me
Whatever it was,
right.
but I just kept, and Mark and I go, so far back. I mean, we're brothers, we're brothers from another mother, and just so I knew he wouldn't give up on me just from that. But I wanted just to tell him, to encourage him, keep going. God, Mark, you're playing great. Keep it up, dude. You're keeping us alive in here. Just stick with me, and I'm going to come around. And eventually, like mid-end of the second set, we lost the first set. Mid-end of the second set, I start to actually find the court, and I came up with a couple of one was over the head. I run back into the deuce side. It's out there on the edge of the court, and I go back there and I give it the squash shot down the line, and I hit this dinger for a winner. And I think it might have been break point or something like that. And it was just like, boom, it just fired me up. And, and then we ended up winning the match. But anyway, so, how you get along with your partner in that, what you just described about staying, having somebody encourage you to stay with them or they're going to pull you up or letting your partner know that, listen.
It's not a guarantee, right? It's never a guarantee. And that's why another kind of partner that I want to play with knows that when we go out there, because this is senior tennis and we're not making a living doing this thing, there's going to be days when one of us, it just has a stinker of a day,
right?
Or has a stinker of a moment at just the wrong time in the match, and something happens, and to have that kind of partner who that if you screw this thing up, they're not going to go off the court and go, man, my partner really stunk it up out there, man. I mean, and in terms of saying it wasn't my fault. So,
right. You can play with there's all different types of players that you can actually play with if you both understand what your role is, and that's really critical, we went, playing with John Sutter, just hyper accurate off the return. I mean, we won 7 Cat 2s in a row. It was just a great run, right? I mean, unbelievable. But we figured it out that, he was just so accurate off the return. And so we coined it. He sets, I spike. That's the way that worked. And so, he would hit the return. I'm up there squeezing. I can see that he's got it down at the guy's feet. And I'm just like, boom, there it is.
Yeah. But still, there are going to be days.
So you can work. So you can work with the guy.
I'm just saying that there are going to be days when he may be trying his best to set.
Yeah.
It's just not happening. Or, he's setting you up and you're doing your best to spike. And
just
for whatever, it's just not working. And you know what? It's kind of like my kind of guy is, hey, man, good go. But we gave it a go today. Bad luck, whatever you want to call it. Let's go have a beer and just forget it. And we'll just show up next week.
Right.
It's just the way it is. And so that's my kind of guy. Someone who will make me feel like he's playing for me. He's in the backcourt trying to set him up, or trying to set me up. He knows I'm trying to set him up.
Right.
And then the kind of guy who just realizes that let's give it a go. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, big deal. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
Come on. So,
Right.
All right, Jeffrey. Well, listen, great question. I appreciate that question today. Guys, if you want to get some help with your game, if there's one thing about your singles or doubles that you're struggling with, cannot still figure out, Jeff and I would love to get in a free, complimentary, no charge. It's on us. It's on the house. Coaching call for 10 minutes. And all we ask you to do is come with that one thing, because we've got a short time fuse for the 10 minutes. And let's see if we can't figure out a way to help put you on the right path to solving that thing. The way to do it, go over to goalballhunting.com if you're brand new to us, and you'll get on our email list, and you'll get the access to our online scheduler, so you can choose a day and time that works for you. If you're already on our email list, just in any one of the emails that we send out, there's a link that will take you to that online scheduler. Jeffrey, at this point, something else we'd like the viewers to do.
Like us, share us, subscribe to us. And how about if you leave a comment and let us know what you think? Love to hear from you.
Very nice, very nice. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. Hope we've given you a little something to think about today with your tennis game. And as always, come on now. It is time to get out there and help someone else have a spectacular day. Jeffrey, we'll do this again tomorrow, man.
Can't wait.